Let's take a brief moment to focus on our breathing. Gently close your eyes and take a deep inhale through your nose. And exhale slowly through your nose. On the next inhale through your nose, see if you can hear the breath in the back of your throat. And as you exhale, also through your nose, can you hear that same audible breath in the back of your throat? Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale slowly through your nose. Let's take one more deep inhale through your nose. And when you're at the top, hold your breath for a few seconds. And as you slowly exhale, feel the tension releasing and gently open your eyes. This multiple choice problem from the College Board is from section 4 of the SAT math test, which does allow calculators. And the problem says, in the equations above, b and c are constants. If b is c minus 1/2, which of the following is true? So give this problem a try, see what you can do with it. It's all right if you're not sure how to approach it. You can even just take a guess. And in about a minute or so, we'll have a look at it together. A system of equations, but there are a lot of variables there. There's x and y and b and c, and I wasn't sure how to start with this. I see that the question is, which of the following is true? And then I glanced at the answer choices. The first statement is x is, the second is x is, and the third and fourth are also all x's. So this question is just asking, what is x? The next thing I did was I realized there's something going on with these equations, right? I have a 3 times x or y, adding a b or c, and then I have 5x and 5y. And there's something about this here. I have -7 and -7. And I said to myself, well, that's not coincidental, right? Especially when I realize this is one of the last questions in the last section of the math test. And so they're probably trying to be a little tricky here. And I just have to figure out, well, what am I going to do with that? So what I realized is I can use that fact, and if I can put both equations in the format of 7 equals something, then I can set those two equations equal to each other. So let's first look at this equation here. So 3x plus b equals 5x minus 7. And I want to isolate the 7. I want to get it all by itself. So you may know that you can move terms to the opposite side of an equal sign by changing the signs. So I'll end up with 7 equals 5x minus 3x minus b. And then if I combine the like terms, I have 7 equals 2x minus b. Let's look at the second equation. I have 3y plus c equals 5y minus 7. Same thing, let's isolate the 7 on the left. So I have 7 equals 5y minus 3y minus c. And then I end up with 7 equals 2y minus c. I have 7 equals for the first equation and 7 equals for the second equation. So I can combine those by setting this expression and this expression equal to each other. So I have 2x minus b, that's from the first equation, equals 2y minus c. So that's from that equation. All right. I set both equations in the format of 7 equals something, and then I set those two somethings equal to each other. Okay, now what? At least this is improved because I have one equation. I mentioned that we want to get this all in the format of x equals something because of the answer choices. So let's start isolating the x term in this equation. So I'm going to add b to both sides, and I have 2x equals 2y plus b minus c. All right. And what do you know? They're telling us that b is c minus 1/2. So all I have to do is substitute c minus 1/2 in for b there. So what do I have now? 2x equals 2y, and for b, I'm putting in c minus 1/2, so I have plus c minus 1/2 minus c. Now what can we do? Well, notice that that c and that minus c will give us 0. So now I have 2x equals 2y minus 1/2. And if I multiply both sides by 1/2 so that I can isolate the x all by itself, I end up with x equals, I'm going to distribute the 1/2, I get y minus 1/4. And what do you know? X equals y minus 1/4 is right there as a first answer choice. So A is the right answer. So I know this looked like a really complicated problem, but I hope you see that we can look for clues in the problem to simplify the approach. And in this case, 7 was our lucky number. We saw that there's something about both of those equations having a minus 7 in them that allows us to then put them in a format so that we can combine the two equations. And then they gave us this clue here, which allowed us to do an important substitution for b that got rid of that variable. And then lo and behold, the c's went away. So that just left us with x being equal to an expression with only one variable in it, the y, and that led to A being the answer. I hope you enjoyed seeing this strategy. If you have any questions or any suggestions or requests, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I always love hearing your feedback. If you subscribe to this channel, you can be notified of new videos as they get posted. I enjoyed working together, and I look forward to seeing you next time.